to see if the truck wouldn't start. I took Mama to the grocery store. We were in the grocery store for half an hour and it wouldn't even crank. 13.1 volts. Let's see if it'll crank, Battle. The clock was reset, the date was reset, the door locks would not work. I think my batteries are on the way out. They were 6 years in 2022, so 6-year batteries have gone over 7 years. I keep them on a tender. Let's go ahead and check the batteries. Check and see how the alternator is charging the batteries. Set it to DC volts. .5 volts, Battle. I am going to replace these batteries. I have new Group 31s from the big box store. And then I guess I can maybe take my alternator off and have it tested at the auto parts store. These guys don't have a handle. These were the batteries that were in the truck when I bought it. They're Group 34. Nice, old 64. See? June of 2016. So these batteries are already 7 years old. I'm going to put it back on the tailgate and we'll do a comparo. You can see these 31s are a little bit bigger than the 34s. And 34 means the posts are on top. 78 means the posts are on the side. These 31 series batteries are the batteries for over-the-road trucks. And you can see these were 6 year, and now standard is 12 month. That's ridiculous. 810 cold cranking amps, 950 on the Group 31. So these guys should fit in my Bullnose truck. The brick nose truck and the old body style truck requires a little bit of modification to the battery tray. So let's see if we can get these guys in. Let's get her in there. She fits. Finagle the cables. Looks like these OE style clamps will not fit. Yep. You need bigger hooks and bigger clamps to keep the 31 series battery in. The hooks aren't long enough, so I need longer hooks to make sure that this fits over the top. But for now, let's get them in. Now, 31 Alpha has normal battery posts. 31 Charlie has the little studs. I did not want to change my battery cables to have the stud ends. Cut my zip tie there. There, now I have a little bit more room. These batteries are beefcake. I just don't like it that they're only 12 month. There we go. All right. Physically, they fit. I got these military style battery posts that are high speed. They're at least good for 10 or 12 foot-pounds of torque. There we go. Gluten tight. So that's how you do it. Replace Group 34 batteries with Group 31 batteries. I'll just have to get some longer J-hooks to fit the battery hold-down clamps in there, but they're ready to go. All right, Battle, got them in tight. Let's go ahead and see if she starts. It started, battle. Let's check how the alternator's charging. The alternator's dead. No wonder it was dying. I guess let's take the alternator off. I'll take it into the auto parts store and have them test it. It's a 3G from a 94 Ford Taurus with a 3.8 liter. Long-winded son of a gun. Almost dropped it, battle. I saved it. How about that? I couldn't do it again if I tried. There we go. We got it off. This thing is heavy as a son of a gun. The connector's broken. And we got black with orange and yellow going to the terminal on the back of the alternator. And you can look on the forums for how to convert to a 3G alternator. And now there's our 3G alternator. Well, doesn't seem to be grinding. I had this alternator tested at the auto parts store and it passed. After I drove it home from the grocery store, I tested it with my multimeter and it was charging at 13.6 volts, which would pass. But later I tested it and it was only charging at 12.3 volts. And I think it's this connector right here that broke. You can get this part right here, Dorman 645-912 for a new connector to your 3G alternator. And it comes with a pigtail. So we'll go ahead and connect that to our wire and our wiring harness. The white one with a black stripe. This connector and pigtail came with a butt connector, but I don't know what happened to it. So I have plenty. There we go. She's on there. Now, I wanted to make sure that this fit at the auto parts store. I don't like taking it off once it's already on there. But we got it off. I didn't damage it. So now we'll splice it into our harness. I apologize, the coolant filter's sort of in the way. This wire actually looks like it's a little bit heat damaged since the connector failed. And then try to pull it apart. Not gorilla strong, but just give a gentle tug and it should be on there. She's on there. All right, our alternator is ready to go in. Here's the pigtail, the harness. This one still works. Get our nut started. There's the original guard. And then here is the pigtail that we got. We don't want it tangled. So it's our pigtail that goes to white with a black stripe. And you want it snug, you don't want it gorilla tight. Put our rubber boot on there. There, just start the bolt on the bottom and the bolt on the top, loosey-goosey, so it sits in there square. Of course, we need our belts. Crank goes on the inside, and vacuum pump goes on the outside. I'm sure there's a Ford spec at tightening this alternator and a gauge, proprietary gauge. I don't have it. You don't want it on there too tight or you're going to damage the bearing in the alternator. I think that's about good right there. All right, the alternator's in there. Yay. we actually replaced the vacuum pump and we fixed the pigtail on the back of the alternator. That was a few weeks ago. And I wanted to double check and see how the alternator is charging now. So let me go ahead and give her a start. It has been sitting outside for well over a week, and it's just a little bit chilly today. It's the afternoon already, so I think she'll start with some glow plug battle. 9, 10. She's cold-natured because she's been outside for over a week. I've been abusing her. Let's check the battery. See how the alternator is running. DC volt. There we go, Battle. She's charging at 13.9, 14 volts. I think it's mission success. Thanks for helping me out today, Battle. Make sure you check out one of these other videos I did on my Bullnose Talk in the past. And I'll see you next time, Battle. And things are falling. And I'm dropping things.